Hi there, here's my Rivendell Samuel Hilborn, and I'm going to talk about two of my favorite pedals. I'm a big fan of pedaling free. That means riding a quality road bike with platform pedals, no toe clips and straps. This is the MKS Sneaker, also known as the RMX pedal. It's really nice in that it's pretty long this way and really wide this way, so it supports my whole foot width-wise pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it for a road bike. Another really great pedal is this one, also made by MKS. It's called the GripKing. The thing about the GripKing though is it's not very wide this way, and so I feel like my foot wants to roll off of it. It doesn't give me a lot of lateral support. So I think this could be the perfect pedal if it were as wide as it was long. So I'm going to make a modification. These cage pieces come off. I'm going to make a piece to give my foot a little more lateral support, and we'll see if I can make the perfect pedal. So let's give it a try. Okie doke. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these two cage pieces off of the central pedal body. It's not that hard. There's a pedal reflector on one side. Got to get that out of your way. Break it off with a screwdriver. Get your 4mm Allen wrench and undo these bolts. Notice they're not greased or beeswaxed, so we'll make sure to use the right thread treating material when we put this back together. Okay, no problem. So we got these two nice machined pieces that MKS made on what is otherwise a pretty vanilla pedal body. You could make this into just about any kind of pedal: mountain bike pedal, BMX pedal, road bike, track bike. It's pretty universal, which so anyway, we're going to modify that. Okay, here's my materials and my plan. I've got a pair of MKS GripKing pedals. As you can see, I've already disassembled one of them. I've got this 36-inch strip of 1 inch by 1/8 inch aluminum. I've got a 2x4, and I've got some 16mm long M5 metric socket head Allen bolts. And the plan is as follows. We're going to take my 2x4, we're going to trim the ends so it's the right size and width as the body of the MKS pedal. And we're going to take a piece of aluminum and we're going to attach it to the end of this thing and corner by corner wrap it around that 2x4 like a mandrel. We're going to drill it 4 times so it attaches to the pedal, and that U of aluminum that we've bent is going to sandwich into the pedal, and I'm going to get the foot support out on the outside that right now doesn't exist in the stock pedal. So that's the plan. So let's try and make it happen. Okay, so the pedal body is exactly 60mm wide. Nice round Japanese metric size there. So I took my 2x4 and ripped it down on my table saw to pretty much exactly 60mm wide. I thought about going a little bit undersized, just in case when I bend it, if it wants to spring back. If I had chosen steel, I probably would have gone ahead and did that. But since it's aluminum, I think I can get a good bend on it. I just spent a few seconds radiusing the corners a tiny bit, just to facilitate getting a good bend on it. To figure out where to drill my strap aluminum, I just used the pedal cage from the GripKing as a little template. So I just lined it up here with the end of the strapping aluminum, and then in each one of the mounting holes, sorry for the lens cap there, each of the mounting holes I used my Sharpie and just marked where I'm going to drill it. And then I did a little line at the end which represents where my bend is going to start. So I'm going to try and line that line up with the top of my 2x4 tool when I go to bending. Okay, as you can see, I've drilled out my piece of strap aluminum. I cut it off at a length of 9 inches. I think that's going to be too long, but I can trim off the end at the end. And I've screwed it down to my 2x4 bending tool with the blue line that I marked lined up with the end of my bending tool. So now I'm going to try and get a bend on it. Kind of leaned on it by hand and kind of worked it around a little bit with my ball peen hammer to try and get a little more of a crease on there. I was able to lean on it pretty good, worry it around a little bit with my ball peen hammer. Got a little help from one of my clamps. I don't have a vise, which probably might have been the ideal helper tool, but didn't use that. But I got it pretty well worked around. So here's the side that's cut to the right length, and then the other side, as you can see, is hanging down too low. It is too long, so I'll need to trim that down. So I'm going to use the pedal body again as a template to guide where the drill holes go and where I have to cut it off. Okay, my first pedal piece is built and I'm ready to try to do the assembly. I've got my pedal body, the original GripKing cages, my new piece that's going to sandwich in between and give me a little more lateral support, and now I've got my completed modified GripKing Supreme pedal. And so now, again, I didn't make this mod to improve the traction or to increase the long length. I did it just to get this platform here on the outside of my foot, particularly my right foot, to give it a little more support, so it doesn't feel like it wants to roll off that side. Since it doesn't stick out a whole lot more than the original treads did, I don't think my turning clearance is going to really change any. And I think it's going to work real well. The level of the 1-inch strap is below the tops of the GripKing pegs as they sit already, but just a tiny bit. So I think it's going to work pretty well. No way to know for sure until I go out and ride it, but I think I'm going to make one more of these and go and give it a try. All right, well, I hope this helped.